Subir Roy, we'll have 3 questions, not more than 3.
About teachers not having the sufficient and adequate knowledge of computer science, and that's the reason why they are not able to use the technology in their day-to-day teaching learning process. So why cannot we redo the curriculum? Because the curriculum of B.Ed, as far as my knowledge is concerned, because I have done my B.Ed 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, but that time it was only on methodology. It was not touching on any of the new trends in education at all. Suppose we bring a change in the curriculum, automatically the teachers who are undergoing the training will automatically enter the school with the computer knowledge, so that they need not have to really suffer. Because as you rightly said, unlearning is a major challenge for all the human beings. They have learned some kind of conventional methods in B.Ed, and we are asking them to totally get into the new trends in the education and change in the technology and all. So obviously it is not possible for them, because unless and until the teachers are open-minded, and which is a very difficult task for all the human beings for that matter. I think we need to make a change, bring a change in the curriculum itself. So once the curriculum is updated, automatically this kind of challenges will not be faced at all. This is my opinion. Thank you very much.
Sir, I had a question on your opening remarks. You'd mentioned that there's a mindset issue in terms of unwillingness to pay for the software component associated with learning. Just wanted your thoughts on whether you see that changing, or any suggestions you might have to change that mindset, because if we were to look at an end objective that we are trying to achieve through the inculcation of ICT into education, you would agree that the software component is as integral a part of achieving the objectives that we are trying to do through this effort. So any thoughts or suggestions you have to bring about a shift in that mindset?
Well, I think there has to be people have to believe. This is not really happening in learning. It is happening everywhere. Wherever ICT is, there is a. So I think a proof of concept is always important. Like Dr. Jaina has already said that basically we don't see. We have to see to believe, and then only we can go ahead. I think this is the only way of doing this.
I have a question here. My name is Asif Saleh. I'm representing the Prime Minister's office in Bangladesh. One of the things I wanted to ask you, Mr. Roy, thank you for your very realistic presentation, is you mentioned on the slide that teachers are not involved in the preparation of the content per se. So something that we have started on a pilot basis, on an experimental basis, and initial success is very encouraging, which is training the teachers on how to develop digital content themselves on some of the things, most difficult things like you mentioned, which are hard to explain, and they can get from video, getting online video, online pictures. They can produce a PowerPoint presentation and show it to the students themselves, and which brings a sense of empowerment and creativity among the teachers. Have you come across any such thing, or have you tried it, or I would just like to hear about your ideas in terms of what you think about this approach. It's very sort of empowering the teachers in that sense.
See, we have the SCERT here, and in the NCERT and the SCERT in the states, where they are involved in some of this content, digital content. So this is how it basically has happened. So I've seen this only, and but this has to be actually multiplied. The effort must be multiplied. So thank you.
I have a question and two comments.
Last question.
All right. Okay. First, to respond, my name is Ajay Kapoor. I work with Oracle Education Foundation. We have a booth here called ThinkQuest, so some of you should come there and see it. But I wanted to respond to the lady who said about teacher education and computer literacy being made a part of the B.Ed course. I think it was made a part of the course by NCT almost 10 years ago. It's a part of the curriculum. And it's actually listed as a part of the curriculum. So I don't know whether it's getting implemented in the B.Ed colleges. That's a separate issue. That's something I can't comment on. The second is about Dr. Shubir Roy's presentation on the whole idea of experiencing and let me learn. One of the programs that we're implementing in India and with Kendriya Vidyalaya Navodaya and almost 1400 schools is called ThinkQuest, which really brings the child into the whole play. And it's actually the content, the whole idea of content being created jointly with the teacher in the pedagogical context of the particular school, in the particular classroom, gets really implemented in the context of the learning of the child. So child is actually creating a project using some of those tools which are available online. The challenge is really in terms of making sure that the internet reaches out. And Dr. Shubira very actually correctly mentioned about the reach not being there in many places. So while it's reaching out in some of the remote places very well, like I've been to Nagaland, and in some of the remote places in Nagaland it's beautiful. But right in the middle of a metro, you will find it's not working. Or even 50 miles out of Delhi or even Hyderabad will not be working. So those are the challenges that we need to do. And with the state governments, I think some of the state governments have also moved out of the old context of what was mentioned in Dr. Jinnah's remarks about some of the vendors had vanished and everybody had gone and stuff like that. So I think that's changing as well. But we need to do a lot more, and the scales are too high and too big, and there is a lot at disposal. So I think it's a collective effort that's required. And I'm sure that with the outreach, but I think internet power. The two points I want to make is that internet needs to reach out much more. Broadband connectivity can actually make a lot of change. The e-content is available. There is a huge amount of content available, and I think that's not really the focus that we need to have. Is the methodology and pedagogical side in making sure that technological tools, whether it's internet-based, web-based, whether it's a smart classroom, etc., are effectively used for the learning purpose. So those are the limited in the context of geographical and resources available in a particular city. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Subir Rai.